Recently I have been posting some videos related to Hungarian, so I try to speak Hungarian, and it's just that I'm trying to learn it because of the fact that it's a different language from Italian, which is my first language. It's my native language, and then I also speak English, but there are lots of differences between these languages. Italian and English both come from the Romance family, whereas Hungarian has no similarity with the Romance languages. It's from a different family of languages, but it is a language of its own. There are some similarities with the Finnish, as far as I've read, and Estonian, but it's actually a language of its own, so it doesn't have close similarities to any language in the world. Apart from that, I was always fascinated by Hungarian because of the fact that since it is so different, it makes you think in a different manner. So there are some different patterns that occur in your mind when you're trying to speak this language, and I was fascinated by that, and I like the sounds of the language. So you can say something similar also for Asian languages, Japanese, Chinese, Korean. There are also some interesting aspects regarding those languages. I'm also fascinated by those, but due to the fact that there are some more difficulties related to those languages, also Arabic if you want, because you also have to learn the writing style. You have lots of different letters that you have to know in order to write the language. One thing is speaking the language, and then you also have to learn how to write the language. So there are so many difficulties there that I have not dared yet to try those languages. Who knows, maybe one day I will try. I'm fascinated in general by languages. I've always been. But the first language that I've learned, apart from Italian, which is my native language, is English. Between Italian and English there are very many similarities actually, even if they are different languages, and Italians generally do not speak a very good level of English. They do not speak English very well, on the average of course, but now the new generations are doing that, so they are improving their English speaking abilities because the world has become much more, let's say, international, so it's more related to relationships between different countries. You have to be able to speak English. So, for example, also on social media you see the entire world basically, and the usual language is the English language, so it's important for you to know English, to speak English. As I said, there are similarities between English and Italian because some words have the same root, so they come from Latin, and you can also understand those words if you have never studied that language before. It is also true that there are some false friends in English, so there are some words in English that are similar to Italian words, but they have a different meaning, they have a different connotation. It's true that they have the same root, but sometimes the meaning is different. But apart from that, you really understand the language, especially if you read it, because the pronunciation might be different, and if you have never encountered this language before, English, which is rather unlikely not to have encountered this language nowadays, but if you have never heard about English and you read some words, chances are that Italians could understand it. Maybe other people who know other Romance languages, Spanish, French, and other languages. For example, I'm Italian and I understand a little bit of Spanish because these languages are in some way similar to each other. Hungarian is very different because the words are entirely new. You have to learn everything from scratch. You cannot guess what the meaning of a word is based upon the language that you know, your native language, Italian, English, or whatever it is. So this is the first difficulty in learning this language. And then also the construction of sentences is very different. The word order might be different, and you might change also the order to attach a different meaning to what you want to convey. That's really fascinated me. I have never had really the chance to learn a new language apart from English because of the fact that I don't have much time. But now I'm trying to dedicate a few minutes, like 10 minutes per day, to learn something new about this language. Now I have chosen Hungarian, but you can do so for other languages as well. And as I said, it's something that I like, and I have tried to do things in a way that I can learn Hungarian a little bit more also on my channel. My channel is dedicated to science in general, to physics and mathematics, but I try to mix the things. So while speaking the language, while trying to speak the language, I'm also trying to solve some problems in math and physics. as you have had the chance to see. I don't know if you have watched the previous videos, but I have tried to solve some physics problems, and I have also translated a sentence from Einstein, and also I have taken an excerpt of one of Planck's books. You might check out those videos, they are very short videos. I simply try to explain science in Hungarian, and I know that my Hungarian is still bad because I have not had the opportunity to study it thoroughly, but it is the way it is. So I am trying to motivate myself and discovering new ways of learning a language, and it might take a lot of time. Probably I will never speak it at an advanced level. I don't know. I would like to try to keep improving without spending countless hours every day, because I don't have the time to do that. I like the way that your brain thinks. So it thinks in a different manner when you're trying to speak these very different languages. Probably this would not happen if I had to study French or Spanish, even Portuguese, and other languages, also Romanian, because there are some similarities also between Romanian and other Romance languages. And who knows, maybe one day I will be able to speak more fluently in Hungarian, and hopefully, that's the case. I wanted to share a few thoughts on that. I'm also trying to motivate myself with these kind of videos to learn more. It's some kind of boost for myself. And I use my channel as also a vlog, where I also from time to time speak about my life, what I'm doing. I think it's interesting in general because I'm trying to share some general ideas that you can apply also to your life. But the first reason that I'm doing that is because I'm trying to record some parts of my life, and one day, who knows, maybe I have the time to watch what I was doing back then. You know what I mean? There are some memories, so I'm trying to record some memories. That's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and see you soon.